Hi everyone, it's Cherry Enchantress. I'm here with another pick a card reading. This time we have 4 choices, and I'm so going to be sad about not being able to use Halloween decks once Halloween is done. It would be kind of not. I mean, still Everyday Witch and things like that and the Tarot Familiar can be used once in a while, but I just really want to use my Oracle and my tarot while I can. One more push out there. So the 4 choices we have: Vampire, Lady de los Muertos, Black Cat, and the Witch. And I'm going to be using, for Vampire, I'm going to use Tarot de la Nuit. Just going to get a message from this deck. And it could be, a message from a person even, but it's general messages from spirit guides. Could be your ancestors, could be the vampire in your life. Then from the Lady de los Muertos, I'm going to go to use the Santa Muerte tarot. So I haven't used that very much, and I'd like to use that some more. And then for the Black Cat, I'm going to use the Tarot Familiars. There's other animals besides cats in here, but black cats definitely are highly exalted in this deck. And then for the Witch, I'm going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot, which is a tarot that you can pretty much use every day. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not really a Halloween deck. It's just an everyday witch deck. It's just an everyday person. All right, so you can choose as many piles as you want for as many messages you want. I'm just going to flip out the messages as they come, and then stop when I feel like I need to stop. All right, and that's how we're going to do this one. And you can maybe you're asking a yes or no question, or what should you do next, or who's coming in, or whatever. It should, it's supposed to be kind of like answering that question. So it's kind of like, what does Spirit want you to know right now? That's what we'll do. We'll just call it, what does Spirit want you to know right now? So let's push out our breath. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, release your breath. Open your eyes, and now let them be drawn to the card that is calling to you. Let's begin. Alright, for pile number 1, we have the Vampire, Emotional Intelligence. I'll just let you know what this one is about. Vampire, be careful of those that are sucking your strength. But if you have the strength, don't use it, for evil. Do good deeds with it. The deepest, the coldest, the craving of blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. Whilst there are almost uncountable examples of vampires in literature, movies, games, somehow the archetype of blood-hunting, night-stalking, and somewhat elegant creature keeps being reinvented to seduce yet another generation. Although the beautiful and somewhat desirable vampire form doesn't really begin to enter the public consciousness till the mid-1800s, the idea of a human feeding upon the very stuff of life is very much older. The Egyptians, Sumerians, Indians, and Balkan people all have mythos containing vampire-like creatures. The vampire is an interesting figure because it is both horrifying and desirable. Having someone want us so much that they desire to be that closely linked with us does feel good until we realize there's nothing much left of us to give. Most of us have heard of the concept of emotional vampirism, the idea that people feed off our energy and our goodwill and take advantage of us through manipulation and their incessant neediness. Should a vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate that you are being drained in this way, and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our life and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack and enable us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. All right, so, you may or may not be having an issue like that in your life, but do definitely, if you're in a toxic situation and you feel that it's toxic and it's unbalanced and somebody's sucking the life out of you basically, then it maybe this is a warning that you should let go of that. If not, if you might be being seduced by somebody that seems like they have something to give, but they're maybe just taking more they're giving. It could be things like that. You could be the seductress, which seduction in of itself is nothing wrong with that. Just be careful how you use your power, especially your power of sexuality. Don't use sex as a weapon, All right, let's see what your tarot has to say. Let's see. What do we have? Let's see, what are your messages? What are your messages? What does Spirit want you to know right now? What does Spirit want you to know? Oh, very nice. Strength. Beauty and the Beast quality. Having courage. It's more than just personal courage, though. It's also about kind of a walking a path together. Interesting. It's unconditional love, seeing somebody. King of Cups. I'm going to read his message to you. It's very sexy. It's King of Cups. He's the man of the King of Love. He has. He may be bringing you love, but he's definitely. It surrounds him. It is his persona. It's him. It is him. He is love. You have the Tower, shaking things up, and Five of Swords. The Page of Cups. Things can turn around. So I'll take one more. And the Six of Cups. This is a little sad to use Six of Cups, but it could be a good sign. Could be a good sign. All right, so we're gonna go with strength first. Let's see what is our message about strength. Strength is. I feel like strength is always a good card. This is Tame the Beast Within. It could be about taming that vampiress. This lion beside me represents my beast within. Do you want to know how I tame this wild cat? Not with rage, violence, or hate, instead with patience, compassion, forgiveness, and love. That is the soft way I choose to approach everything. That is how I created a safe environment in my life. My message to you today is that you can do the same. You can use peace to tame inner or outer beasts. The strength you need is already within you. You have the power to overcome any obstacle. Let your confidence grow. Conquer your fears. Control your impulses. Do not act irrationally. Break all your negative energies. Quiet them. Find more peace. Fight any doubt you may have. This way you will be stronger in the end always. All right, and the King of Cups is saying, Grand Master of Emotions. Being king, I had to find balance between my intellect and my feelings. The point was not to repress emotions, it was to master them. I feel like a lot of mastering of things here. With kindness and compassion. My heart is alive. I feel its golden arteries sending me messages, and I know how and when to hear them. Whenever strong feelings come to me, I explore them lucidly, but I never let them run over me. I can counsel my subjects because I understand the mechanisms of human souls. This emotional stability makes my strength. It is also the only way to bring peace inside and around me. Time has come for you to do exactly the same and to become the master of your own emotions. This is my will, so be it. Very nice. So it's all about controlling emotions. And maybe if it's not controlled, or having strength, courage and control. It just makes me think of that one card that I made in the feelings deck. The Tower saying the higher you climb, the deeper you fall. Watch out for I announce a major change in your life. Everything that is within reach of my green light will dramatically shaken, so that you realize that all you believed in was based on wrong foundations. The process I'm going to get you through is hard and frightful, but it is also indispensable. You will most certainly experience insomnia, pain, doubt, or anger along the way, and chances are you'll never be the same after my intervention because I'm likely to bring disruption and chaos. Yet, once you've fallen, you can get up and rise again. After my destruction comes your recreation, and that, my friend, is another part of my message, that you will recover and you will go far beyond your present level. I am going to grow you stronger, wiser, and higher. I wonder who's speaking. Tarot de la Nuit. Who's talking? Anyway. So then the Five of Swords. There might be like resistance and this Five of Swords is a kind of a hollow victory. So somebody might react in a cheating way, in a way that fights the good, or maybe this is the vampire fighting back. I wonder who the vampire is in your life. It could be the karmic, the toxic, or some kind of toxic relation in your world. If it's not you, the Five of Swords is saying, and ready to stab. You are not going to like me, for I bring a world of conflict, hostility, and aggressiveness. I've betrayed many people. I had to, unless I couldn't have reached my goals. I choose ambition over kindness. Now I'm alone and untrusted, but I'm okay with that. I don't blame me. You hide the same kind of ice pick behind you, and that's a good thing because you'll soon have to use it. For you, the struggle is not over yet. Enemies are around you, and even ones that were former friends. The rule is you have to stab some backs to win, and you can't but expect to be stabbed back at times. If you can't accept that rule, then get out of my castle. Alright, so it sounds like some hostile energy here from somebody. Watch out for her. And then you have the Page of Cups. Maybe you're the Page of Cups, and you're dealing with this hostility towards you. So the Page of Cups is, she's nice. Alright. I'm guessing she's nice. She seems tranquil and mermaidy. From the Ocean of Wonders. I am a nocturnal mermaid. You may wonder if I'm real. I am. As real as the bursting creative energy inside you. I spring out from the water to bring you good news. This is a time of wonders for you. Expect the unexpected. Let your intuition and your artistic gifts rule. The skulls around me are not men I've led to death by my singing. They represent the symbolic death of those who do not listen to their hearts. Those who stop dreaming. I want you to be romantic, youthful, inspired, and free, just as I am. Dream a magic dream and make it happen. Dare to dream, dare to love, dare to swim with me in the flow of hope and inspiration. Only there can the treasures of bliss be found. So, defend yourself against this energy, but do keep sending this message of dreaming and being your authentic self. I think this might be a message to somebody you care about, and maybe they're dealing with a hostility. Maybe that's what it is. So the Six of Cups is nostalgia lane. Memories are here again. I miss my past, my childhood, my loved ones. My carefree youth has vanished in the alleys of time. I wish I could go back to my lost happiness, but it's impossible. It is my soul I will lose if I only live in the past. This sort of makes me think of a childhood or that never was, like somebody wishes things could have been different for them when they were young, like lost innocence, like they weren't able to experience growing up the way kids are supposed to experience. And so there could be somebody who's very sad and lonely. It could be this person maybe who's hostile or something. So there's the way to approach this definitely is in a compassionate way. You know, if this is kind of if this is a three-way situation with a karmic, there's somebody here, at least one person that's hostile and has pain, and this could be their pain. The best way to deal with their pain is to have compassion towards them, you know. I have found the bliss in the present time also. My nostalgia could become my strength. Looking behind must help me moving forward. I have to take good care of my inner child. This could be you too. So she can experiment joy again. And look, there is a light above my head, which I hope will guide me to a bright future. It is the same for you. Don't stay too long in nostalgia lane. Go back to your real life and to the gifts it offers. Okay, so your message here is definitely the king is showing compassion, but there's also a bit of restraint. There's a bit of there's a lot of love, but there's also balance in the way they give the love. They have to be very judicious, you know, and strength is also too. So it is a lot about that balance. Is like it's the soft control. It's not an actual control because control doesn't exist, but there is sort of this kind of peaceful feeling between these two. But the peaceful feeling is good, but somewhere on the outlying layers, there's going to be a shakeup either in your world or somebody that you're connected to, which is going to cause some hostility from somebody. But as long as you stay in this energy, this peaceful, tranquil, loving, empathetic energy, you'll be okay. There's going to be the nostalgia could be you know, wishing how things were and not looking too much at how things are, and it might be necessary for you not to stay in this frame of mind too long, you know, because I think after the Tower moment, as much as you feel that this could represent this year 2020 or whatever, that and maybe you long for a time before 2020, before the pandemic, you know. But just so you know, things will go back to a beautiful, peaceful place again, you know, soon enough. So yeah, with her red dress and her little spiky thing, she could actually represent COVID, you know, if you want to look at it that way. Or she could represent a person or some kind of hostility in your life. The vampire could be the same person, or this could be a power struggle, a conflict between two people, maybe. I just feel like the best solution here is to enter things with a peaceful attitude and a lot of compassion and unconditional love. All right. Whew, that was kind of intense. Okay. Well, I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. All right. And pile number 2 is Lady de los Muertos. And she is acceptance and equality. So let's read about her and see what she says. The poem goes, pale you step out of the night in a red lace, full flowers upon your crown, you bring the beauty of death, the equality and joy of the underground. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween, Lady de los Muertos. All right, the iconic Lady of Death with the pale skull-like face, zombie eyes, and rich red funeral flowers in her hair has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween and the Mexican Day of the Dead, El Día de los Muertos. The original model for this flamboyant Lady of Death can be traced back to the ancient Aztec goddess Mitacacuatl. As time went on, the figure remained balanced between beauty and horror and morphed into the Lady of Dead and eventually into a more modern graphic figure of Katrina. It is also reported that the identity of the original Katrina was based on women who were very rich and had everything they wanted in this life, yet death takes everyone equally. So it was a reminder that no matter how beautiful, rich, popular, or famous you were, in the end, death takes all. The Mexican culture has a long-standing history of laughing at death and seeing it as just another aspect of life. In some ways, death is the last taboo in many Western cultures. We tend to hide away our dying, and some of us may never even see the body of someone who has passed in our whole lives, but this was a much more common occurrence in the past. Acknowledging that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then we can choose to be life-affirming. Oh gosh, I was gonna pause before I sneeze, but I didn't get fast enough. I'm sorry. Well, maybe that's a sign. You guys figure out what kind of sign that means. Oh, it's like the mini death. It's like okay, pardon me, but certain sneezes are very much like some things. Anyway, acknowledge that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and perhaps until then we can choose life to be affirming and take away much of the fear. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you're holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simplify and let go. Okay. So let's see what your Santa Muerte tarot has to say. We've got the Santa Muerte at the bottom. I have not shuffled this very much. It's very stiff. The Stiff Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. And I just have a fascination with skulls and skeletons. Okay. Here we go. That seems good. Alright, let's see what your Santa Muerte message is. What is your message from Spirit? What is Spirit? The moon. Something shadowy, hidden. Oh, look at that. She's looking at her reflection and she sees her skull. I think that could represent, her, realizing your own mortality, cutting out things. The Two of Swords could be, cutting out things that no longer serve you, that are not good for you, like in your health, per se. You have, ooh, nice. You got the Ten of Cups. You have the World, wonderful. Oh, you got the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles on his way. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go with the book again because Los Scarbeo has such a fun way of describing things, and he always goes with the theme. So, the Tarot de la Nuit definitely has a vampire theme to it, and that's why I used that, and then decided to go ahead and use the actual book and description. So I want to see what they have to say about the moon. All right, the moon. Let's see. The moon, and you have a lot of, well, you have 3 major arcana, so that's good. Judgment, where am I? The star, the sun, the moon. Okay, here we go. All right, so the moon is about this is the female and maternal archetype par excellence. The moon brings with it receptiveness, intuition, the power of imagination, ideals, but also mysteries and secrets. It is the card of the subconscious and of dreams, capable of revealing and overcoming the illusion of existence. The moon, yeah, the illusion of existence, huh? Interesting. Are we even real? Are we just all muerte? The moon's reflection is captured in the water, from the tranquility of the lake to a sacred enclosure of a chalice, its essence whole and true. The reverse of this card can also bring prejudices, but we're not going to go with the verse because we're going to stick with them. So yeah, the advice from the dead here is, here's some advice from the dead, what Spirit wants you to know. Trust your intuition, but continue to listen to and observe what surrounds you to discern its true nature. Very good. All right, and then we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is, the moment at hand seems particularly difficult. Something is not working, as if two blades are working against each other instead of collaborating. The Two of Swords therefore pushes for a confrontation, for the attainment of an alliance, which in the end will find a balance capable of inverting and clearly separating the contrasts, the diversities, and will transform them into points of strength and cooperation. Advice from the dead is, you can put your trust in others only afterwards. Therefore, now work to clear things and to reach a point of meeting between the two conflictual questions. So it might be like putting off a conflict, clearing things out, preparing for things, but put off a conflict for now. Because, look, you got the Ten of Cups. So, Cups is the Ten of Cups is a lot of potential here for good things to come. So let's see. We've got chalices. The transformation is complete. The butterfly has reached the end. These are so pretty. Reached the end of its development. Look at the little house. This card represents the coronation of an undertaking, a love, a project that we have poured all our passion into. It is also connected to the home and family that lives there. Only complications, divergent opinion, or losses can bring out negative emotions such as anger or bullying. But I feel like we're going to keep in our positive attitude so we can reach this Ten of Cups, which is a complete emotional contentment. The advice of the dead is saying, welcome without indulgence what you have gained and realized, without fear of taking advantage of what you can gain, as this is yours and no one can take it away from you. Something beautiful on its way. You're achieving a kind of a completion, and I just love these. Oh, so sweet. All right, so maybe also, like, maybe some of you are kind of like, maybe in a little bit of an older age where I'm not saying that 30s are old, but maybe you think it is. Maybe in your perspective, like 20s is the years where you meet somebody, but 30s, if you haven't met somebody, maybe you think it's time, you've waited long enough. Or maybe a lot of you have already been through relationships and now you're coming around again, kind of like me, 40s and 50s, or even 60s and 70s. But I just feel like something about timing and your age might be implied here, like I want this before I get too old, or while I'm young enough to enjoy it, or something like that. I'm sensing a sort of thing like that. But I feel like you will be coming into a sort of completion very soon, and your wish is coming true. The World card is saying, the card of total realization, of expansion and achievement. The world brings with it a slow but constant and determined evolution towards success, fullness towards one's real personal and professional objectives, as if towards transformation and discovery of a new balance at the peak of a cycle. So it is just totally bringing you something positive. The advice of the dead is, do not give up and do not be afraid. The road you have taken is the right one, and whatever difficulty you find will be brief, and you will achieve the results you desire. Beautiful. All right, and so the Two of Cups is, love is the imperative, passion and strong connection and reciprocal exchange and attraction, affection, complementary, and comprehension. It also signifies a gestation after accumulation. So it's like a waiting period that finally has come into fruition, you know? So the advice of the dead is saying, gain well-being and happiness when you have rightly accumulated it, but also when you have received and prepared for the next steps to take. See, if you're doing everything in a good fashion here, like clearing out but not being confrontive until that moment until the right time, I suppose, then you will gain this love, or the love will come in, because here comes the Knight of Pentacles. And I mean, I see love here, but I guess you can relate this to business, possibly, you know, partnerships and working well with other people. You can relate that to that, because Knight of Pentacles is also about money and stability. So it could be somebody bringing in an offer, a job offer possibly. But let's see, if for those of you who wanted a more of a career than a love reading, but I see it's like this is you reflecting. You're the Lady of Muertos. You're looking at and you're taking stock of your life, and you're also kind of realizing, well, sometimes realizing life is short, sometimes realizing that you have to treat yourself right, nurture yourself right, do things the right way, in the right order, in the right process. But you are totally attracting the things that you want right now. The things that you are manifesting what you desire completely and in a positive way. So the Knight of Pentacles is saying he brings rapid and dynamic gain, such as assured booty. He is resistant and persevering worker, very practical and taking initiative. So the advice of the dead is, do not let a good occasion escape when it is in front of you. Take a risk, even if it's your heart that is pushing you in that direction. That's good. So this guy's coming along, and girl or guy, and it's just saying, yeah, take a chance. Maybe you're resistant. Maybe you're hesitant after, you know, like maybe you just see yourself and you're like, oh gosh, really like me even. You know, it could be things like that. Kind of sometimes a little bit of insecurities. Just wash away those doubts and know that you've blossomed into this butterfly. This situation is coming full circle. You're going to achieve success in this. You're going to achieve your love, and they're on their way. That's what I see here, okay? I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. Okay, and here we have pile number 3, the Black Cat. My Dobby, familiar. So let's see. Let's hope some black cats come out. What are your message from Spirit? Maybe your spirit guide is your familiar, your black cat, or anything, any other animal creature in the ethers, or maybe they're transmitting telepathic messages right from your home. Let's see. What are your spirit messages? What is this urgent message must tell you now? 8 of Wands. All right, so incoming news. Queen of Swords. Let's see what else. The Hanged Man. Hangman is kind of like surrender, suspension between worlds. Be aware of the blackbirds out there, ravens, crows, and other blackbirds. They're going to be some kind of symbol to you. Also, in a lot of different mythologies, like the Norse mythology, ravens indicate spirituality, high spirituality around you, surrounding you. Very connected with spirit. You have the 3 of Pentacles. That's really nice. Creating things. And the 10 of Pentacles. Yay! It's like really like getting what you want here. having that legacy and fulfillment. Let's see. These are all so good so far. 5 of Pentacles. Don't go into lack mentality. Sometimes we do that to us. We sabotage, even when we see it right there on our way, on the way. This great prosperousness and prosperity and abundance on our way. Then we just suddenly go, oh no, that's not for me, is it? Sometimes we do that. Okay, last 2. Aw, the Hierophant, the Owl and the Pussycat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea. And then finally, there we go, the Raven, the Knave of Swords. And this is like a man coming to you too, just like we had in pile number 2. It ended it with a person headed towards you. All right, so I'm going to do like I did on the other ones. I'm going to use the little booklet that comes with it just to see what message connects. So with this one's going to be a little bit kind of crazy because I separated this from the English from the other languages, and so okay, let's see. First of all, we have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands always means fast, approaching, coming in quick, some kind of message, some kind of news. Let's see. Where's our Wands continued? There it is. Okay, there it is. So, swift activity, speed, and some kind of quick decision being made towards you, on your behalf, in your favor. Something good, something fast. I mean, sometimes fast is not always good, but in this case, it could. When somebody moves fast, it can help move before the doubts creep in, and that can happen to a lot of people. So this is sort of an action before doubts can creep in. So next we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords she can be a little bit harsh, she can be a little bit edgy, but she will always have be honest and straightforward. So yeah, she's sharp, quick-witted, intensely perceptive. It could also represent sometimes being lonely, but that's not going to last long. I think it's intuitive. She has a high intuition because of the ravens here. More so in this deck than in other decks. The ravens to me represent maybe a single woman that's highly intuitive and kind of witchy, maybe even. The Hanged Man represents the spirit of sacrifice, right? And some kind of suspension, transition, and readjustment, regeneration, improvement, seeing things outside the box. And like this is kind of this Queen of Swords, how she views the world. She doesn't go with just the mundane 3D ways. She'll look outside the box, but she's staying in a sort of suspended animation right now, waiting for this message to come in, which she knows is coming in. The 3 of Pentacles here, though, and when I say you can take it he or she, but because we have Queen here, I'm feeling the feminine energy, but definitely you can be, you don't have to have a pronoun. You can be any energy you want, and this can mean any, can be for anyone. But the Pentacles is talking about, oh my gosh, they're all out of order. Let's see. The 3 of Pentacles to me, in tarot has to do with it has to do with creating things. It's like it's the people that are in the church or in the place where there's stained glass window and they're designing it. So this is mastery, perfection, artistry, ability, dignity, renown, and power. This woman may have a little bit of tendency to loneliness or maybe even a little melancholy, but she is incredibly talented and artistic and doing great things with her work that's going to turn into even more money and more abundance, a lot of abundance incoming for this person. And I feel that it could also represent legacy. The legacy here is whatever she creates turns into something that will be remembered for a long time after she passes away. But also it can, a lot of people, that's why people like to get married and have children, because it's like their children are their legacies, and they want the children to represent, the children in a way are kind of like representations of success in their life. Like, I was successful because I have these amazing children, and that's how I feel too. I mean, honestly, I feel I'm so blessed with my own children. So there is that sense of legacy in that way, but it can also represent riches, security, intactness, family, ancestry, inheritance, and like a new place to live, or like moving up into a bigger, better home or something. The Five of Pentacles is just warning to not go into that lack mentality and to think that you don't have enough, or that you're not enough. Like, go into a worth situation where you feel a lack of worth, because you deserve it. You deserve all the riches that come to you, and they will be. I feel this one definitely, whether it's, even if you do have love coming in, this one is definitely also about love, about worth and value and success and money. So don't, might be a temporary moment, but there could be this feeling that you have problems with money, or that this could also make you feel like you have problems with a lover or a love in your life, but it's going to totally turn around for the better. So, and with the Hierophant there, this is a very sweet Hierophant. It looks like a couple, like a very loving couple. The owl and the pussycat, there is this really beautiful, I love interspecies relationships, and there's this beautiful owl and cat couple that they have done a lot of videos on, and I forgot their names. Maybe you can write down in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about. But it represents, this represents ceremonies like marriage, kindness, inspiration, alliances, conviction, sometimes a little shyness, like sharing ideas and rituals. And it's kind of this, the Hierophant is like sometimes also the dynamic is the teacher-student. It's also has to do sometimes with religion or beliefs. So this also could represent Taurus. So there could be some kind of stubbornness in ideals and beliefs. But I feel like there's two people here that are very well connected spiritually with the owl and the pussycat. They may be very different, but they have a lot of empathy towards each other. Like, they really try to understand each other, and it's just very divine and sweet. Then finally you have the Knave of Swords coming in. This is penetration, vigilance, agility, a discreet person, and an active youth. So somebody who is coming in who's kind of like, may not come in like, maybe come in very kind of forcefully, but also in sort of a surprise manner. And look how he's holding a key. It's like the key to unlocking secrets and doors and unlocking love. The key in Lenormand often represents the key to the greatest mystery of all, which is love, and it represents soulmates. So it's interesting. I think you're discovering something here. This is a lot. I think is discovering a lot of self-worth, but definitely incoming something really quick, strong, incoming messages. You might see it before it happens. Like, you're going to predict it. You're going to see it. You'll have a vision of it. You are psychic, and your psychic intuition, you'll have a clairvoyant image. It's just something that will pop up of some an idea, an artistic idea that brings you lots of money, but also of a way to work with somebody that you want to work with, that will also bring you success financially, but also emotionally too. As long as you stay out of this lack mentality, go back to your spiritual connection with your higher self. And in that place, in that plane, under the moon, under the light of the silvery moon, is your companion, is your counterpart. And it's like they have the key to your heart. They have the key to this future, to this abundance. They might be helping you, or you are helping yourself with this, because of the raven is your higher connection. It's your intuition, in a sense. Kind of a mysterious kind of reading. Beautiful, though. Very beautiful. I hope you like that. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next. Alrighty, and pile number 4 is the witch. So let's see. The earthly weaver of the worlds. She is one of the happy cards in here, I guess. Earth, air, fire, water, a woman lovely, a woman strange, weaver of the worlds, moon's daughter, witch, the catalyst for change. Witches have had a bad PR for a couple of millennia now. Originally, the healers or cunning women of the village. The very word witch comes from the Celtic word Wicca, meaning weaver or wise. When the new religion of Christianity spread through the land, the custodians of the old pagan ways, in part witches, were labeled as evil and, as we know from history, persecuted. They were driven underground or under the night sky into the shadows of misunderstanding and darkness. However, for the purposes of Halloween, let's look at witches as the weavers of magic and change. Through spells and rituals, and even through herbal recipes, yes, often brewed in a cauldron, they weave the powers of this world and the next in synergy to solve problems and heal. Holding the witch card means you can weave your own changes through your life, and that magic indeed is afoot. You must understand that you have the power and it's real. It may also indicate that others may be threatened by your developing personal power, and that they may not appreciate or like the changes in you as you grow. Be prepared for this and do not be discouraged. New friends and better opportunities will be attracted instead. All right, let's see what your Everyday Witch Tarot has to say. Everyday Witch, what are your spirit messages here? What are messages from Spirit for you? The Everyday Witch Tarot is very easy to read. Very clear pictures. Alright, let's see what we got. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Right now. Uh-oh, broken hearts. Where do broken hearts go when they find their way home? Okay. Somebody's got a broken heart out there. Well, this is not going to last, you know. Broken hearts don't last. They heal and start again. I like that there's a journal there, so that's a good way to deal with these situations. You've got, you know, like writing things down, expressing your feelings, writing songs even. Some of the best music out there comes from people who have suffered, right? Sometimes it really connects us with our heart, with our spirit. You have the King of Wands. So interesting, somebody is paying attention to you. Where are they from? Are they pointing where they're from? this is a very strange looking world. This is an old-fashioned world. But look, it's my growler right there, growler cat looking at. So maybe your cat will be part of this new life with your person. Oh, you have the Hermit. So maybe you've gone on some kind of retreat, and the King of Wands is trying to find you. Your heart was broken, and now you're spending some time to yourself. I don't know if I want to do 4 across. Let's do 4. Let's do 8. Okay. These are a little wider than, I guess, the other ones I was working with. All right, let's see. What else? So Hermit's about retreating, reflecting. 2 of Pentacles. Okay, juggling things. 2 of Pentacles can be good because, I mean, it's like multitasking, but it's, it's making sure you're enjoying life. Whatever you're doing, you're enjoying. You're enjoying the work and the things that you're balancing in your world. And sometimes that's the best way to deal with heartbreak, is to distract yourself into doing sometimes that might be what you're doing. Like, I don't know if it's the right or the wrong thing to do. Sometimes the best thing to do is whatever it takes to get you out of your funk, right? So if it's distracting yourself and throwing yourself into your work, that definitely is a good idea. But I think, anyway, let's see what else. So the only reason why I'm talking about heartbreak here is because it was the first card out, and usually the first card art sets the theme, the tone of the reading. Oh, we got death, so some changes, transformation coming. 2 of Cups, nice. Underneath the King of Wands. All right, let's see what else. The Lovers, nice. Double love. And the Page of Wands. So this person oh my goodness, I'm getting all choked up. This person coming in is a combination of the King and the Page. Or maybe this is you. You guys are like twin flames, but somebody's a little bit younger than the other as far as the flame goes. The Pages are always kind of, no particular sex. They just represent youth, it could be masculine, feminine. And there's the kitty again. The orange cat. It's almost like he stumbled upon this, like, where did you come from? And it was the king that was King's cat that he's taking care of, and the Page tumbles upon him, and then the Page decides to follow the cat. The cat's the cat's leading you guys together. I don't know, it's interesting. Okay, so 3 of Swords. Let's just break it all down. 3 of Swords here is, sometimes heartbreak is unavoidable. The least you can do is learn from it, right? Oh, my achy breaky heart. So this is it's kind of like anything that's in the beginning is usually about the past or current energy, right? So since it's in the past or current energy, it suggests that a previous heartbreak is influencing in how you view the world. How you view the world. It's a good thing to keep you from getting hurt again, or is it holding you back from trusting others? If it's the present, ouch, so sorry. Maybe the situation can be repaired with better communication? Probably not, though. So what can you learn? If it shows up in the future position, maybe you can act now to prevent crisis, or, run away. Well, that's funny. But, yeah, it's something that you've been through. You pick up your pieces, you learn, you try. I think this one is good because it's like, try to make lemonade out of lemons. Like, right out of your heartbreak comes sometimes beautiful music. You may write a book. I don't know, a lot of things can come out of heartbreak. So you may teach the world about what to do or how to help them. Anyway, so the King of Wands, let's see if they get this in the right order. Not really. The King of Wands is all about, He's a nice guy. So Wands represents fire and passion. Plan for the future, but act right now. Forge ahead with determination in the pursuit of your goals. Take charge of your own destiny. So this King of Wands has his map laid out, and he knows exactly where he's going and what he's going to do when he gets there. It looks like even the cat is going to fall in line. We all want to rule our own lives, but the real world requires plenty of compromise. The King of Wands, on the other hand, knows what he wants and will do what it takes to get it. He is active, passionate, and driven. So he could represent a strong male figure who's influencing your life, maybe for the better or maybe not, but he also may be a reminder that sometimes it's important to take control of your own destiny. And so somebody coming in could be a love, could be a lover, passionate, a fire, energetic. And that, at first when I was seeing this, I was thinking this could be the king as a young person, you know, that he evolved and changed. It could also represent the two parts of the king. This king is kind of steady at home, stable in his surroundings. Kings usually are not moving. They just kind of rule from their thrones, you know. But pages are communicators. So I think he'll be both burning fire, you know, like the home fires, but also be able to communicate passionately towards you. So, but I see the two energies here because we have the Hermit, and I feel like the Hermit could be you or could be the other way around, you know. The Hermit represents Virgo for one, and pulling back. There is wisdom in listening to the silence. Alone is not the same thing as lonely, all right? So this witch is sitting in a clearing in the midst of the dark woods. The only light comes from the bonfire in front of her, and her eyes are closed, but she's meditating or listening, but not sleeping. The owl is nearby. The mood is serene and quiet. She's alone by choice, you know. It could be a temporary thing, but she's just definitely could be a retreat where she's meditating and she just needs some time out, you know. Maybe you need a break from relationships or a hectic job or anything else that involves people and noise. I'll tell you one thing, after Halloween's over, I might take a little hermit trip somewhere for myself, because I feel like I've been talking a lot. But I feel like this need to for Halloween. This is like the highlight of our year, the tarot readers. Maybe you just need to take a moment here and there to sit and be still. The Hermit reminds us that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Sometimes the best way to heal or learn or grow is to do it in silence. So you might be somebody whose heart was broken. Could be the guy or the girl, or you could be the same, one and the same, or masculine, feminine. Doesn't matter. Just put yourself where you see yourself. There's man and woman doesn't necessarily mean male, masculine, feminine. Masculine, feminine energies just always correspond to whatever you resonate with. The majority of you, though, are the feminine energy, whether you're female or male. Now, some of you do come on, cross-watchers, who are men, and you're masculine, and you just want to see what's going on over here. That's alright, acceptable as well. So you might be this person, you know, plotting your next course or something. So so things to consider. The Hermit is a good indication that it's time for you to be alone for a while, but that's not a bad thing. So just enjoy this time, this little retreat. Turn off your phone and your computers and all that kind of stuff for a while if you can possibly do that. And maybe just stay away from romance even for a little while until you get back into a healthy, healed space, you know. And then you get back to the Two of Pentacles, where you just juggle life and everything else, and answer phones and but I feel like the Pentacles indicates to me that you're going to be finding something that you enjoy doing quite a bit. Life is a balancing act. Work and play, striving and resting, all things have their place and time. So definitely don't feel guilty about this time that you take to retreat, to have a break, to go on a vacation. That could be your vacation, because you work hard enough, you know. You work very hard and you balance and juggle so many things. So it's perfectly fine to go to go hermit mode. So we all try to live a balanced life, but let's face it, few of us succeed. Like the witch in the card, we do our best to keep everything in sync, but life is full of unexpected challenges. As soon as we think we got it all together, something new is thrown into the mix and we're back to trying to find even footing. The truth is, no one ever manages to maintain perfect balance for long. All we can do is keep trying to do our best in the face of real-world issues that we all confront. And this is true too with balancing 3D and 5D, I skip the 4D a lot, in my talking about it. I realized in my Twin Flame video, I talk about the 4D, but the 4D is that transition dimension. It what ties the 3 to the 5. 4D is like dreams and intuition and those moments, those aha moments and deja vu and things like that. That's what the 4D does for us. Well, 5D is the place of contentment in the spirit realm, and 3D can be a place of contentment in the physical realm. We just want a little bit of both is what we want, We want a little bit of both. So sometimes this card shows up to remind us that we need to focus a little more attention on the balance. Are you working too much and playing too little? Is all your focus on one area of your life to the detriment of the others? Then it could be that you need to shift things around a bit. On the other hand, maybe this card is an indication that you're worrying too much about getting everything right all the time. If that sounds like you, perhaps the Two of Pentacles has shown up to remind you to cut yourself a little slack. No one gets it right all the time, and that's okay. And this is very true for those of you who are Virgos or have any Virgo placement. You're very focused on perfection and doing your very best, and you're very hard on yourselves when you don't. And this is saying give yourself some slack. Also, Scorpios out there, some of you, like me, you could be Scorpio with the Virgo moon. If you're like me, you definitely are hard on yourself sometimes. But the Death card is good. It's underneath the Three of Swords, which means you kind of completely release the situation and let go and start over because new love is on its way. But let's dive into the Death card a little bit. I like reading. Look how beautiful this book is. How can you not read from this? It's so pretty. Not that I have to, but I just want to, okay, guys? And please indulge me. I mean, I know most of you like to hear me read things, right? Or talk. That's the whole point of this thing. It's like, I've had comments where people's like, you just talk. I'm like, yeah, because that's what I do on this channel. What? I don't know. People make me laugh. All right, so the Death is saying all things must end sometimes. Yeah. This had to end, but it's okay. When one door closes, another one opens. See? A black cloaked and hooded figure stands in the middle of a dark landscape, a blank white porcelain mask over its face. Ooh, this could be the Phantom of the Opera. It holds a silver sword poised over a frayed brown robe. To one side of the figure there is a closed door, and the other there is a door that is open just enough to see a golden light shining through. At the edge of the card, a black cat. There's a black kitty. There's my Dobby. The black cat has one paw and a gray tail of something that's running away. Really? Let me see. Can you see? What's he got? Ooh, gross. He's grabbing some. The grossest and kind of most fascinating thing that I've seen recently was one of the feral black cats outside one night. Was running in the backyard and had something in its mouth. I'm like, wow, what's that? And I went and looked, and it was a mouse, and it was eating it right there in front of me in the backyard. I'm like, oh, wow, yes, the call of the wild. This is Africa in my backyard. I mean, like, wow, this is what they do, though. This is the lions, and I mean, man, to see it like that, just blatantly eating, yeah. With not even cooking it over a flame. I don't know. But it was also fascinating. I was like almost proud of that cat. I was like, you go, cat. You caught your dinner. Good job. So anyway, I don't know. Okay, so yeah. the feeling of the card is a little bit grim, but it's got a glimmer of hope. Don't panic. Death card doesn't always mean actual death. In fact, it never really does. It's much more likely to indicate a death of something, such as an end of an era, the beginning of another. We often have to let go of one thing to make room for something better, but that doesn't mean that the process is always pleasant, or that this is what's happening while you're caught up in the pain and transition. A bad relationship dies so that you can find a better one. You lose a job that's sucking the soul out of you. This death hurts, don't they? But when you look back on them later, you will do so with gratitude because they freed you to move on. It's okay to mourn, but don't forget that death can also mean rebirth into something wonderful. So yeah, don't be afraid of that death moment where you probably already knew something was ending anyway, so hopefully you caught a glimpse of whatever the new thing will take its place, and then you can find some solace in it. It's okay to mourn your loss. Just don't make the mistake of hanging on to something that's already gone. It's dead, let it go, and when you're done mourning, perhaps you'll be able to find the open door that has taken the place of the old one that just closed. And it looks like you will, for sure, for sure, for sure. Those of you who've been through heartbreak, even if you haven't, you know what it's like to even just be rejected. And this time, this guy, this person coming in is for keeps. This is your twin flame soulmate, perfect other half, the one that really makes you light up and feel great. So it takes two to tango, among other things. Attraction, compatibility, and partnership. A cup shared can be the start of many good things. The Two of Cups is all about connection. That might mean love, whether new and exciting or forged by the fires of years spent together. It might mean partnership of some other kind. But either way, the connection is deep and important, positive and healthy, and not to be taken lightly. Together, these two people make magic, creating something bigger than either of them alone. They raise their glasses to toast each other because they know that a connection like this is rare and valuable and well worth celebrating. So the answer is yes. If you're wondering about your love life, of course you may have asked, is this relationship worth hanging on to? And yes, it is worth hanging on to. And is this person in your life that broke your heart worth hanging on to? I don't know about that. I feel like the death card says this: you're letting go of the broken heart. Maybe you're not letting go of the person, though. You're just letting go of the broken heart, the feelings. Maybe you've decided, I'm not going to be the victim. I'm not going to let this hurt my heart. I'm going to be creative and act and take care of myself and heal, but I'm not going to let it be the death of me. I'm just going to release it. And so it could be, a new beginning for the two of you of a past love, but most likely it seems like a new situation for the majority of you, okay? And especially if he's just, this person's not worth it, but the King of Wands, I think, is worth it. So whatever relationship you're asking about, the most part, though, is the Two of Cups is a completely positive card. It's denoting relationship, romantic or otherwise, based on trust and mutual respect, and that's a good thing no matter what the connection is. Could be a work-related thing too, but a partnership, going in business together with somebody as well for some of you out there. But you also have the Lovers, so it's kind of like, yeah, look at all these major arcana. So the Lovers is definitely, it can represent Gemini and a romantic love. This love coming in. This is the one. This is union even. This is all those things that you were hoping for this time around that didn't happen, but now it's actually going to happen, okay? So the Lovers is... The Lovers, it could also, really, those of you who are not interested in love, which I don't know who's not interested in love, but those of you who are not, could still indicate a partnership. But this is an extremely tight psychic partnership where two people don't even have to, they complete each other's sentences. They anticipate each other. They work, and not just, this can mean working well together, but this represents just being together. Look at the little kitties. Their hearts are in Their tails are entwined, making a heart even. So yeah, all you need is love, basically. That's all you need for any approach to anything. If you've been dissed or not reciprocated your love, then go get yourself some self-love. Love yourself. Go pamper yourself, feed yourself, take care of yourself, spend some time in nature, whatever, but give yourself love, even if it wasn't given to you, right? So the two witches stand in front of a bonfire holding hands. The smoke between the bonfire rises above them to form a shape of a female winged spirit. Let's look at that. Look at that female winged spirit. Ooh. In the traditional lover's card, it's an angel, but this is a winged spirit. So the mood is, and then the kitties have their tails entwined. The mood is loving and warm. There is love here, both on the physical plane and the spiritual plane, in the sense that no matter what, neither of these people will ever be alone. The lovers isn't a simple card as it may seem. Yes, sometimes it really means romantic love, but it can also be about the power that love brings to heal and protect. These witches have chosen to stand together. Maybe they are lovers in truth, maybe friends or siblings. More important, they are there together, making an otherwise mundane moment something magical. Because what's more powerfully magic than love? And so if you're wondering about love, then yes, this is your soulmate. This is your twin flame. Sometimes the lover card symbolizes all the pieces coming together in perfect harmony. So you're trying to make a choice. You may want to use this card as a suggestion to look into your heart and discover which option gives you the magical feeling of completeness and rightness. And then finally, last but not least, I hope you don't mind me reading these things, but I love the point of view of the authors, okay? And we have the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is new beginnings can be both exciting and frightening. So I think this is a person that had heartbreak, met this great guy, like this kitty led him to them. And after a retreat, or maybe during your retreat, or you went back to work and started to juggle things and decided, I'm letting go of all these past feelings. As soon as you let go of stuff, you meet this amazing person and have a beautiful, maybe you do meet on your retreat. Interesting. Wow, okay. So I could see that, this card coming next, okay. I think I got a better way of. So first of all, you had heartbreak and you threw yourself into your work to forget about it. And then you decided, okay, well, I need balance. I can't just do work. I'm going to go ahead and take a little vacation and time out for myself here. And then while you are on your vacation, this little orange cat comes around and says, hey, follow me. And you're like, okay, kitty, whatever. And then you follow the kitty to this amazing hunk of a King of Wands guy. And the kitty's like, hey, this is my daddy. Hey, I want to introduce you. And then you spend this magical time together, you and the King of Wands. And your whole life transforms after that. It's like this door closed and this door opened, and now you are happily ever after. So, okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So the Page of Wands, let's go back to how it began. How did you meet this person? Page of Wands. So there was this kind of moment where you wandered about. It can be intimidating to start on a new path, but inspiration and passion can help you take that first step. There is nothing more intimidating than starting something completely new and different. The Page of Wands knows this. While he is a tiny bit frightened, he isn't going to let that fear stop him from following the exciting new path that lies before him. If you've been waiting for a sign that it is time for you to follow a new path, this is probably it. The page can also represent someone young and eager in your life, perhaps a child whose time has come to fly the nest, or even someone young at heart who is simply ready to embark on a whole new life. Or maybe you decided, you're letting that young at heart spirit come out. The pages are often either those in need of your help or guidance, or they can bring you along to your path. messengers, though not in a powerful way as a knight or a queen or a king. It doesn't mean that they can't be important, though. The Page of Wands represents eagerness and enthusiasm, and who couldn't use more of that? Perhaps it's just time to look at the paths you might be missing due to fear or hesitation and give yourself the boost you've been waiting for. Very nice. All right, so I pretty much told you what I think the story is, but definitely, no matter how I put the cards, the story here is letting go of something old to having a new opportunity, whether it's within the same relationship or not, because sometimes relationships can grow and change and find a better path, but there's these two doors. So the doors represent something that you need to close, and that this is kind of the light, there's somebody there. And I like that, we have so much. We have the Lovers and the Two of Cups. The Lovers cannot sometimes just mean a brief meeting, a brief entwining, a connection. It could mean 5D connection, but that we have it in the physical, and the Two of Cups means that we have all of it. You have this brief meeting that's turning into a relationship. So that's really sweet. Well, that's what I see for you guys. Heartbreak turn into happiness, a new love, a new happiness in your life. And with the hunky guy with a great orange cat, that's it. Okay? Well, I hope you like that. And that ends the messages from Spirit, the emergency messages. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but urgent message from Spirit. Listen now. Alert, alert. It's the Amber Alert of Spirits. Maybe I should call it Amber Alert. No, that's not right. Anyway, Spirit says hi, and how are you doing? And God bless you, and hope you enjoy your future, good things to come, and just believe in it as if it's happening right now, okay? I love you guys. We trust the pixie dust.